chat. They're the reason my wallet ain't fat. I love my subs, my fans, and the rest. We all know G1 is the best. They call me Patriot Prime, showing what's new. Transformers reviews with a heartfelt view. Adding stickers, bringing life to dreams. In this small town, nothing's as it seems.
No. Well, hello there, everybody. Happy Monday to you, and welcome to the channel. And let's give a huge shout out and welcome to the one, the only Stan Bush. You know, the guy we grew up listening to his music from Transformers the movie. Stan, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great. How's it going? Good to see you.
Well, thanks so much for hopping in on the channel. I had you on here a long time ago, 4 years ago. Hard to believe. So welcome back. Thrilled to death to talk to you once again. So thank you so much for showing up.
Hey,
I love it.
Pleasure. Yeah, great. Great to be here.
We got a few people in the chat. So let me tell you how this is going to go for you guys in the chat. Is I've got some questions for Stan. We'll talk. We're doing an interview. And Stan, my son Dylan wants to say hi. Come on up. Meet your rock star.
Hello.
Hey.
Here's
Hey, Dylan. How's it going, man?
Good. How's it going for you?
Doing good. Nice to meet you.
Remember a long time ago when he gave you a birthday shout out?
Yeah.
When you did an interview for Cato, you gave Dylan the shout out for, I think, his 5th birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
This boy used to sing Dare in the song all the time, and he just riffed on that air key guitar.
Oh, that's great. Good to see you.
You're welcome. Well, do you think he wants to say to Mr. Bush?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think so? Okay.
Are you gonna eat this actually?
Maybe.
Call me in if you want to.
All right. Well, I got one of these flaming hot gummy bears for Christmas. And he wants me to eat this live. I used to do those hot chips, but I've had people tell me this thing's horrible, so I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. Well, let's get things started because I don't want to keep you on here too awful late tonight. I know you're a busy man. You got things to do, and you know it's late here, and some of us got to go to work in the morning. So starting off, what's it like being so well known for the Touch and Dare, songs that have become synonymous with Transformers? I know when you started out, you didn't think that you would become a rock star and get known for songs for toys, more or less.
Yeah, it's been a cool ride. I tell you, it's been great to be associated with the brand, and you know, it's fun. I go to the conventions, the nicest people I've ever met. You know, these people have been wonderful all the way along. You know, it's really cool.
That's how I am when I go to conventions. The very first ones I ever went to, it was all about going and getting toys, and now it's all about going and hanging out with the people. Especially since I started doing this, I've got to know so many people all over the country, and it doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what what side of the aisle you float on. If you collect Transformers, everybody just is one big group, and it's awesome. I love those things.
Yeah, it really is. Real good people. That's what it's about.
Oh, most definitely. And going on with that, as most fans know your work from Transformers the movie, can you tell us where your career has gone since then, and what are some of your proudest achievements? Granted, that's 40 years.
Yeah, I've been doing it a while. Yeah, the Transformers obviously was something that went real big. I did other stuff around that time that did well, as also like the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I sang songs in those, the first two, Bloodsport and Kickboxer, and you know, during the 90s, I won an Emmy and did other stuff for movies and albums and TV stuff. You know, I sang a lot of commercials back in the day. The other thing, my career kind of took off in Europe. I know it's a sort of a cliche, but Germany and England and Japan as well. It's been pretty cool because during the sort of dark days of rock and roll, of what we call 80s rock sort of went away for a while.
That was a sad time.
Yeah. But I was still able to do stuff overseas. And so that was kind of cool. I could still sort of be who I am. So it's been good.
Your style's never changed. I mean, I have your albums from Transformers the movie up until Dare to Dream. And we'll get into a newer album later on. And that's what I like, which leads into one of my other questions. Well, actually, my next one. It's your music is just so uplifting. You have that music. You just pop in. You can hit the gym. You can go out. Well, when I was in Iraq, I would play you before we go out on the missions, just to pump myself up. It's just positive music. Was that your plan to perform in that style, or did it just evolve that way?
It kind of evolved. I mean, honestly, one of the first things I think probably was the first song that was in that genre was talking about the uplifting aspect, was The Touch. And it just seemed really cool thing, to say, like a message of positive, empowerment, like you can do it, believe in yourself, go for it, that kind of thing. And it just sort of evolved into more and more of that kind of thing. I just, like, I don't know, there's a lot of negativity in the world, but I always kind of thought that, like you sort of make your own reality, and you can, if you really do, dream and make, go for it, really try to make something happen and believe in yourself. You really can do a lot of stuff that you would never imagine you'd have the power to do,
That kind of goes into your song Unstoppable, which is probably one of my absolute favorite songs of yours. And I remember last time I talked to you, you wrote that song after the Boston Marathon bombing.
Yeah. That was the inspiration for that in a lot of respects. Yeah. It was those people just seemed to be like, this spirit that just wouldn't give up, wouldn't quit. And they all sort of came together. It's happened that way a lot throughout history, I guess. And like I say, particularly in this country, it's a lot of really uplifting stuff to people believe in. And, it's good stuff.
That's what keeps us going.
Yeah. But I've always been a glass half full kind of guy, and you're supposed to say full of what,
We didn't give me enough time. Well, okay, here we go. So now we're going to get into your newest song, which is very fitting for today. One, it's Martin Luther King's Day and also Inauguration Day. So speaking of uplifting songs, tell us about your latest song, Freedom. I just had some of my viewers listen to that a while ago. Great song.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Freedom just came out really special, and I just wanted to, give the country a shout out. I mean, this is such an amazing place that we live in. We're so blessed to be here. It's the first time in human history where you could, be whatever you want to be, and you can work hard and achieve amazing things. It's people have never had that freedom before to do that. You could decide to become a doctor or whatever you want to do. It's a lot of countries, you're sort of born into one sort of class, and you have to, that's your whole life right there. You never can really make anything of yourself or be, I don't know. It's a crazy idea, but it's become this amazing phenomenon. That's why so many people want to come here, I guess, but I think we're really blessed to be here.
Yeah, because you really appreciate what we have if you are able to go to another country. As I said, I was in Iraq. And of course, I was there during wartime, and just seeing how they lived and what they dealt with, and realize over here, so many people take advantage of that. You take it for granted. Because I remember I was home on leave, and we were just going out to dinner. It was my wife and I think mom and dad, or maybe my brother. We just went to a Bob Evans, which is no big deal for most people. But I remember just sitting in the parking lot. It was on a hill overlooking a Walmart. And I'm just sitting there watching all these people go into Walmart, all these people walking into Bob Evans, knowing I'm going back to Iraq in a few days. Just, it made me upset. It's like, you people do not realize what you have just with the Walmart and Bob Evans.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it's an uplifting, real eye opener if you see what other people deal with and how blessed we are to be here in the good old US of A.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And we got the best blessed country in the world, and thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got somebody already asking you a question. We're going to jump ahead.
All right.
Let's see. What synths, if I'm saying that right, did Stan Bush use in the 80s? I'm guessing there was a Yamaha DX7.
The X7, yeah, yeah, we used that one, and they had the Prophet 5, I guess, before that, but the those big analog synthesizers we used on a lot of that stuff. It's kind of the Journey pad, kind of that sound, that big sound. We had an occasion to work with Jonathan Cain, and anyway, and during the '90s, and that was when Journey broke up for a while when Steve Perry left the band, and anyway, myself and Jonathan Cain, we wrote some stuff together, but I said, "Oh, you're the Journey pad guy," and he said, "Yeah," but yeah, that I love those big synths. That's one of the coolest things about the '80s.
And to this day, there's some group that still makes synthwave music, and I love listening to that. And of course, my kid rolls his eyes now. Of course, I roll mine right back to what he listens to, so it just works out that way. Let's see, where are we at now? One of the things I love most about your music is it's always maintained that '80s sound. I was talking to Kato earlier. We were talking about that because I can listen to a song from Transformers the movie all the way up to Freedom, and it still has that '80s sound. Just that I don't know. It just gets you right there in the nostalgia. Every time I listen to some of your music, was that planned? I mean, was that just like, you did your '80s thing, then you went off in the '90s. You thought, well, if I go back, I'm going to just stick with that '80s beat.
Yeah, it just kind of part of me. I don't know. I never could get out of the '80s thing. I just love it. It's that was one of the coolest things because I don't know if you remember. Well, you were younger than me, obviously, but like you'd go to the movies and see those movies like I don't know, Back to the Future, or Eye of the Tiger, or Stallone. You see those movies and you hear those great songs, and you come out of the movie and you're singing the song and you remember it. It's like the big '80s anthem. I love that stuff. It's like that's something that I kind of miss. A lot of the movies back then, the soundtrack was a huge part of the movie. So,
well, when I was younger and buying music, that's
Yeah.
what I always bought was the soundtracks.
Yeah.
Because it's just so funny now, as I had so many of those soundtracks as a kid. If I'm listening to '80s on 8 or something comes on the radio, as soon as I hear a song, I'm like, that's from this movie. That's from this movie. That's how I remember things anymore. I agree with you. It's just those songs, and back then, you just can't beat it. Nothing compares to the glory of the '80s.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was all about the hook. Back then, the writers, songwriters, everybody was trying to, come up with the next whatever it was, Jefferson Starship or whatever it was. A lot of the staff writers and things, they try to find that magic thing that people remembered. Heart was another band that had those kind of songs. And
Oh yeah, Huey Lewis. I can't. As soon as I do anything, Huey Lewis just takes you right back.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, here's Kato giving you a shout out for your song "The '80s," which is another awesome song of yours.
Thanks. That's a good one. Yeah, it's a song about the '80s. That's an '80s song.
And it's kind of, if I remember correctly, the music video of the '80s. And you guys in the chat, do yourself a favor and look up that song after this. Didn't you use some of your family to portray you as?
Yeah.
So the whole video is like
my son was in the video, and he played a young me. So it was like flashing back to my early days in the band and all. And he was strumming the guitar, and he was a whole lot better looking, obviously. But anyway, but we rented a VW bus, so that was so that was like a time machine, basically. You could tell. Go back in time, and it's a good song too. I like it. Thank you.
That perfect '80s riff to it. It's got the guitar solo. It's got the beat. It's a great song. It's right up there too. I mean, we got The Touch, The Dare, Freedom, Unstoppable, and the '80s is my top 5. That's always playing in my Jeep. Though, granted, going back to the Transformers thing, I'm one of those that enjoyed Dare more than The Touch.
Okay.
There's something more about that song. It just really got me pumped.
Yeah, Dare's a good one. Yeah, it's funny because I made the mistake one time of ending the concert with The Touch. Like the thing with Dare is it's really up tempo, it's really fast, right? So you can't play anything after that because you know what I mean. The tempo is going to be slower. So The Touch sounded like it was like lead. So I always learned that okay, you play Dare last. It's like. But thank you. Yeah, they're both. It's you're either the touch or you're a dare guy, you know. So
Now, did Vince DiCola help you write that song? Because doesn't he do
well,
the
actually,
middle?
he wrote Dare with another fella.
Okay.
Yeah, and the touch I wrote with Lenny Macaluso. So
Yeah, great.
Lenny and I,
Funny, the
Lenny
touch,
and I wrote Unstoppable also, and a bunch of other stuff. He's my sort of my main writing partner for a long, long time. We're still writing songs.
well, go backing up and talking about writing songs and Freedom. And Freedom, I think that came out about a year ago.
A year ago, yeah.
Is there a new album coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very close. I'm working on the last one or two songs for it, and I'm looking at releasing this year, probably summertime. If don't hold me to that, but I think that's what I'm aiming for. There's a couple of movie projects that I'm working on, so I'm trying to coordinate, everything to put out the new album. But it's been in like 4 years in the making or something, and it's yeah, it's coming out great. But yeah, Freedom will be on there, and some other ones that I don't know if you saw that other movie, The Last Kumite, that came out a few months ago. And anyway, there were a couple of
Is that
songs.
a Netflix movie?
The Last Kumite.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of like a Bloodsport sort of remake, or not remake, but along that sort of same line. I
don't think I have, but I need to. I'm running out of stuff to watch.
Martial arts film. But yeah, anyway, a couple songs in that one, and there's going to be a sequel to that as well coming out. So
now the projects you're working for, if you can say, is it with Netflix too? Because I know you did some music for Netflix movies a few years ago.
Yeah, I don't really know. The Last Kumite, I think, ended up coming out on Paramount, but I'm not sure, honestly, on that. But yeah, I did some music videos that were Transformers based, and they for Netflix. We did three music videos, and with those with the Transformers stuff, and it was cool to have an animated Transformers. It's very cool to do that stuff. They have me reacting to the animation and things like that. It's fun.
Did you see Transformers 1 where it had the little in joke with the touch?
I might have. Well, you're talking about that,
the new animated one that came out? I think I just watched it again today. I love that movie. Where Alita 1 was in the tunnel. She's fussing at Orion Pax, and she tells him, "You don't have the touch or the power."
I didn't see that. No,
that gets me every time.
That's the new one. Oh, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, but the 40-year anniversary for the Transformers movie is coming up. So
yeah, 2026.
Yeah, I'll be involved in stuff with that. And,
oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. Maybe I'll do some shows, and I'll let you know if I play in your area.
Oh, that'd be great. Which leads me to question number 5. Are you planning on any tours in 2025?
That's the other thing. Very likely with the Transformers upcoming anniversary, there will be shows. I'm just negotiating and checking on things. There's some stuff coming up, and it kind of all hinges on when the movies come out, the ones I've been dealing with, and some other stuff. But I hope to do some shows.
Oh, that's great. When you do your convention shows, do you actually perform? Do they let you perform on stage, or you just go for me?
Yeah, it depends. Like the one there, I don't know if you remember that band that dresses up like Transformers.
Cybertron Spree or Cybertronic Spree.
Cybertronic Spree, yeah. There was a convention last year in Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh, I guess, or Philadelphia. Anyway, I performed with them at that. I got up and did 3 songs with them.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That was something we talked about doing for years. So, but that was cool.
I don't know if I'm going to any cons this year. I've got, I think I like going to TF Con a lot, but it's in Chicago this time. But we're doing a lot of house projects. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to go to Chicago, but I might save up and wait till 2026 for the 40th anniversary of the movie, and maybe some bigger conventions, and hopefully see you in person. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be stuff.
Oh, you know it. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for my questions. I want to keep it short and sweet so we can get to those in the chat. And I'm going to scroll through and see what we got. We'll start right here. Does it ever get annoying being known as the touch guy?
No, I actually love it. I love that song, and it's a really cool song to have to play, every time. And they'd never let me leave the stage if I didn't play the touch. So,
I'm sure everybody sings right along with you too.
and they know the words. Yeah.
Let's see. I think he's asking if you make your videos for your great songs.
Yeah, I'm a couple different video producers I've worked with, and but yeah, we do that. I don't really make them myself, but I probably could. It's I don't know. It's hard to look good on camera and stuff.
Oh, I know.
It's also it's a craft like anything, I guess. You the people that get paid to do that stuff, and they do it well. So I'm just trying to write a decent song here.
Oh, you're doing good.
Thank you.
Here's a good one.
Okay.
What inspired you to start a music career?
Oh, that's really, yeah, that goes way back.
I never thought asking that one.
Well, no, it was funny because my big brother had a tape recorder when we were little kids, and he recorded me singing and played it back, and you embarrassed me for years. And anyway, but something you know how you hear your own voice inside your head, you like, okay, you think maybe I always thought I could sing, and I guess I can, but it's funny. I've been playing guitar for 60 years, but I mainly get noted as a singer, and that, which is cool. I mean, I think that suits me, but it's just really all through school. I mean, high school, junior high school, even, I was in talent shows and things like that, and played with bands growing up. And in the South, I'm from North Florida. I don't have an accent like yours, but I did have an accent back when I was from there, and it took a long time to get rid of the size 5 and all that,
Well, mine's not near as bad as if you go 2 counties north of me, then they really talk like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first started YouTube, everybody comment, "You sound like you're from Texas. You sound like Hank Hill."
Yeah. No, I heard that for years, but no, but I love it. It's makes me feel like home.
What's this Cato saying? The voice in my head is angelic, and the voice in my mouth is not so much.
Oh,
Cato's a good guy. I got to meet him a couple times at some conventions. We went and had lunch at a barbecue joint, and I was down in North Carolina one time.
yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Okay.
Who are your top 3 guitarists ever?
Oh, wow. Jimmy Page, for definitely. And I always like, let's see, trying to think who else. Who was it? Well, Eric Clapton and, Jimi Hendrix. I mean, as far as he was very groundbreaking, back in the day. But I don't know. There's so many great players. It's really hard to. But Jimmy Page obviously is one of my top favorites.
Didn't you play with Alice Cooper once? That's one of my favorite rockers right there.
I sang on one of his albums, so
cool.
I met him and stuff. Real nice guy.
We took Dylan to an Alice Cooper concert for his very first concert. He was 5 years old, dressed in leather and Alice Cooper makeup. We got Parent of the Year award for that one.
Oh, that's funny.
Cato says, who is Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, and Prince. And my wife would agree with the Prince.
Okay.
Daddy Bots says, hello, Stan Bush. My 9-year-old loves your music. He listens to it. And from school, thanks for all the years of great music.
Oh, that's nice. You're welcome. Appreciate the kind words.
Oh, there's a good one. how much of a surprise was it for you when the 86 movie took off? Of course, it didn't take off in the theaters. It wasn't until years later when it got its cult status.
Yeah, I remember the Ninja Turtles was a lot bigger thing back then. They were, but then years later, the Transformers sort of developed like a cult following and just became this like worldwide phenomenon. It was very cool. But you're right. It took a few years before it sort of, and I don't know. Hopefully, the music had something to do with that.
But still, what I think the old advertisement had it as like the rock and roll spectacle. I mean, that's how they presented it. I remember some of the old theater trailers had it that way. Okay, here you go. How long do you see yourself performing? Do you have an age in mind on stopping touring, or are you just going to do it till you can't?
I'd probably just do it till I can't. That's a good question, though. I don't try not to think that far ahead, but I'm in good shape.
You got living the now. That's the rock and roll lifestyle. You live in the now.
That's it, man. Got to rock it out.
Let's see. Do you love Bloodsport as much as I do? Well, how much do you?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that was my favorite movie. Definitely. Those songs are really cool.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one. Here you go. Megatron needs a personal theme like the touch.
Yeah.
Okay. What's better, White Castle or Crystals?
Aren't they the same? It's the same company.
I don't know. I don't have either one around me.
Well, we had Crystal growing up, and I'm from Gainesville, Florida, and but I went to Chicago. My wife's from there, and they have White Castle there. So, but I thought it was the same company. Depends on where you are.
In my little podunk town, I've got McDonald's, of course, Burger King, and Hardee's. That's my big burger joint. So we just
Hardee's. I got that. Yeah. In the South, they have that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you pay attention to up and coming acts? If so, who are you liking?
Not really. I gotta be honest. I occasionally I'll hear something that's like, wow, that's good. But a lot of the pop music you hear, like, in the restaurants and things, just, around, and it's like, oh man, somebody wrote this. It's hard. Music's changed a lot. I still like some of my favorite stuff is from like the 80s and 90s. I mean, there's some stuff like Don Henley is a great songwriter, and I love the Eagles. I grew up on the Beatles and all those kinds of bands, and Zeppelin, of course, and Foreigner. I like all that stuff. But I also liked like R&B in the old days. It's really all about the song.
Very true. Well, like you said, it just has that better beat, and it just something about it, that magical time, because we were watching something. We have we stream everything. We don't have satellite or regular TV commercials. And I was somewhere with my son watching TV, and this ad came on for some music awards, and all these names are popping up. I was like, I have no idea who anybody is. That was satellite radio. I'm always watching or listening to 80s on 8, Hair Nation, or Octane. I like to jam it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's me. I don't really keep up with stuff too much. But
here you go. Have you done any other genres beside rock?
Yeah, I mean, just as a singer, I did a variety of stuff. I kind of grew up, like I said, I haven't really done too much in the way of country, but one old boy told me there's only two kinds of music: country and Western. Anyway, but no, I like everything. I like folk kind of stuff, acoustic, like Unplugged. I like that stuff because the song really comes across, when you have just the acoustic and the song, just a guitar player and singer. But yeah, I like stuff that's basic and sort of, that's why. But I think rock has kind of been my forte. It's one of the things that I sing high. And the other thing I like is I like stuff that's interesting. It's very hard to come up with something that's original, like you know what I mean. There's so many like formula kind of style songs. It's like one sounds like the other, kind of thing. But I try to make it interesting where you change keys or you have some surprise. It's like, wow, where'd that come from? That kind of thing is very cool when you write stuff that's not predictable, and it's challenging, but
I can only imagine.
it's
I guess it takes 4
yeah,
years
it's
to
like
make an
puzzle.
album.
Yeah. That's why it takes me so long to come up with an album, because it's
How many
takes
how
me a
many
while.
albums do you have
Yeah.
out, or do you know right off your head?
Well, this one will be number 15. Some of the albums were, well, like I do like a not like a best of, but a compilation kind of thing, and then so whether you count that as a new album or you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So it's about 14 or 15 albums. Maybe the new one will be 15 or something, a studio album. But yeah, it's been a while. I mean, also there'd be like one version in Europe and another one in Japan where they'd have a couple of different songs on it. So, you know, like whether you count that as two or one. So, but it's fun. It's been a very rewarding thing to have people that they like send you fan mail, well, fan emails anymore, so social media, that kind of thing. But where you touch somebody with a message or something like that. But I've been trying to write stuff like each album with something more spiritual, more like I'm a Christian. I want to try to
And that showed in a lot of
talk
these
about
songs. We talked about
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
I mean, as every song on this album is just something that just reaches out and gets you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so much. I don't know. Like I said, it's just we're blessed to be able to do what we do. Whatever it is. So
Make people happy.
that's it. It's about love. It's about giving meaning to life. And yep. You got
Yeah, I
another
love
one
you,
there?
Stan.
Oh, that's
Here you
kind.
go.
Okay.
How do you feel about other people doing covers of your music, like Cybertron Spree? They did a Dare cover that was actually really good.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's gratifying to think that something I did is worth copying or redoing or something. It's pretty cool.
Okay, here's a big one. Let's see. Stan Bush, thank you for all your wonderful music. I have been listening to you since I was 5 or 6, about 16 years. Cherished every song. I'm going off to bed till all are one.
Oh, till all are one. Yeah.
There's another one.
Okay.
I just want to throw in my admiration for Stan giving us Transformers fans one of the most outrageously awesome musical sounds from the 80s. I got to give him props for saying outrageously awesome, because that's
That's great.
There you go. Back to your music producing. I certainly think Analog Studio with proper mixing desk always creates better music than producing it on a computer.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. This stuff back then when you had like a 24 track machine, 2-inch tape, and like just everybody playing together at the same time. When you do the track and whatever, it sounds so fat. I love the analog sound, and I should probably break down and buy a turntable and some vinyl. I got some vinyl. I got a couple boxes of vinyl out there in the garage.
It's amazing how those have came back. I
Right?
think recently I was at Walmart and they had like record players and records. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it has a really cool sound. It sounds really good.
I'll have to get one tried out. I think I have a couple records somewhere. Let's see. Oh, this guy kind of just like us. I don't listen to modern music. I haven't since the mid 2000s. I listen to oldies and guys like Stan. He just call you old?
I think I don't think he meant it in a bad way.
Do you have any upcoming concerts collabing with any other artists?
Well, as we talked about before, I just don't know from one week to the next what's coming up. But I'm hoping to do some shows. Maybe we'll do some stuff this summer.
Somebody surprised to see you.
Yeah, just I should plug my website too to check and see what's coming up, what's going on.
Yes, I did link your website in the description of this video. So if you want to check that out, it'll take you right there.
Yeah, stanbush.com.
How did you feel when you heard Mark Wahlberg singing your song for the first time? I remember watching that movie and going, "Oh, it's from Transformers."
That was hilarious. No, I saw him backstage at HasCon back in Rochester, or not Rochester. Sorry, in Providence, Rhode Island, near at the Hasbro factory, the headquarters. And anyway, Mark Wahlberg was walking backstage with entourage. He'd just come off of a panel, and I yelled out, "You got the touch!" He turned around, he saw me, and said, "How did I do?" And I said, "It was great." He comes over a couple minutes later with his phone, and we're like standing together like a couple of drunk guys singing the touch. It was hilarious. He put it on his social media and all. He was a really nice guy. He said,
I'll have to hunt that one down.
"Yeah, he's a good guy."
Let's see. Your songs from the '86 movie are my favorite songs.
Nice.
Thanks for the stream. Question for both of you. Better song, and be honest, Under Pressure or Ice Ice Baby?
My goodness.
Under Pressure.
Probably Under Pressure.
I have to go with Under Pressure. Let's see. So glad you got a legend back here on the channel. Love Stan Bush.
Thank you.
There you go. Cato's hyping up your collection. The Stan Bush collection is well worth picking up for $99 for all 10 albums.
It's actually $79, and you get a T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's been on special. So,
and I think I saw you can actually order an autograph. You can get your picture and autograph from your site too.
Yeah, autograph it too. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the box set, I'm real proud of that. It's like all my best work, Well, 10 CDs, but top 10 albums from pretty much my whole career. So.
Oh, I like this. This gets you in the feels.
Okay.
Stan Bush, thanks for the songs like The Touch and Dare, as well as all the other songs that have gotten me through some of the darkest times. So thank you, sir, for giving us your amazing music.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for the kind words.
Here we go. Stan, I shared the song The Touch to inspire my nephew who is going into the Air Force. He dug it.
That's great.
Oh, here's another food question. What's your favorite go-to snack?
Snack? Oh, boy. I guess trail mix.
I can't get wrong for trail mix.
Try to eat kind of healthy,
Stan, you will always be legendary, all caps.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks for the great music, Stan. Still gives me chills hearing The Touch.
Oh,
that's just amazing. 40 years later, and it's just something else. Yep. There's Cato. He's on the ball. He's got your link to the store.
Oh, that's nice.
Stan, who is your favorite Autobot?
Autobot. Let's see. Is Bumblebee an Autobot? I think
Bumblebee's
yeah, I think it
just happens to be right here.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, I love the Bumblebee movie. That was my favorite one.
I love that one, and that was another one. When your song came on in that movie, I was like, "Oh, that's I'm the old guy up cheering."
Yeah, that was great. Yeah,
they did that one so well. Let's see. Here's another toy-related question. Do you happen to have an Optimus Prime toy?
I think I do actually. Yeah, in the closet.
That's where half the collections go anymore. You put what you can on the wall, and the rest goes in storage.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of collections, with the collection of your guitars, which is your favorite?
Oh, my Martin. I've got an old Martin that sounds amazing. I've had it since I bought it new in '76.
And you still have it? New from 76?
Yeah, well, it was new then, but
Oh,
yeah, I still have it. But every song I've ever written has been on that guitar.
wow.
So
Do you prefer performing in a studio or in front of a live audience?
I think the live audience. I mean, the studio's great because you can get it to sound like you want, and but it's challenging to sound good live.
And I would say the people just pump you up too. You're
Yeah,
playing and they're singing along.
yeah. There's an energy exchange. It's pretty remarkable.
Fender or Gibson, best distortion pedal of all time.
Oh, Tube Screamer, and I usually play. I got a Strat, but I play. I got a PRS, but it's got a humbucker on there like a Gibson. So it's. I always had Les Pauls in the past, but it got too heavy for me.
Okay, here we go. I tried to learn Dare on a bass, but I only have 4 strings. Any suggestions on how to improve that?
My goodness,
Getting,
there's
getting technical.
yeah, that's pretty quick. Isn't that a keyboard bass? That thing, that. Anyway, I don't know. That's a good question.
When I was a kid, I never wanted to listen to rock music. Well, but when Transformers the movie came out and Sam Bush's The Touch was on, I had to love the genre through and through. Dude, you rock.
Oh, thank you.
I met him at a convention one time. He's a pretty cool dude.
Ah,
It's just so funny how many people I've met doing this YouTube thing. And this whole channel for me just started as a dare.
yeah.
And I did it. And I've been going 7 years now, 20,000 subscribers. And I have a blast doing it. It's so much fun. I get to meet my
Great.
idols.
Yeah. No, it's really neat.
Yeah, somebody referring to the Bumblebee movie. Awesome that they played that on the radio in the live movie. Definitely a highlight of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's getting technical with the AI. What do you think about the new AI future?
Well, as long as they don't replace Stan Bush.
Okay, here's one. Let's see. One of my favorite, more down-tempo songs of yours is Home. Really very pretty song.
Oh, thanks. I was just thinking about that a few minutes ago. We were talking about deep message, kind of thing, and how that home is really that one was emotional for me, because I grew up, and it's all of us later in life, you have this yearning to go back home and stuff, and but that I really like that line in the chorus. Uh, how can it? What is it? How can the child? Oh shoot!
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, how the child can see so much clearer than when we're grown, and something about that, But it's true. I mean, But anyway, but thank you. I like Home. That's one of my favorites that I wrote. There's another one from the South. Southern Rain was a cool song. It's about not just about walking in the rain, obviously, but it's so remembering back to being a kid.
It's funny, I was sitting there talking about remembering as a kid. I was out with Dylan the other day, just thinking how when I was a kid, there was so much more for me to do. And he just doesn't have that opportunity. I mean, it's all the phone, the video games. There's no bowling alleys anymore. There's no malls. There's no arcades. I don't know. It's kind of depressing now thinking about how I grew up and how he's growing up now.
Yeah, no, that's really true. I think about that all the time. These kids are on their phones all the time. We were out, we'd ride our bikes and throw a ball, and
As soon as
we
I
were
got
always
the street lights, you went home.
always outside. Yeah.
Okay, what is your favorite band or music artist?
Well, I said before. I mean, Foreigner and Henley and stuff that style. I mean, I like good songwriting. There's some real good bands, but I just like to say I can't name them. I just but a lot of the stuff from the 80s. And Zeppelin, I guess, is one of my all-time favorite bands.
Oh yeah, just kick back and headphones on, eyes shut, and you're right back there.
There you go.
Let's see. Here's somebody referring to your Les Paul. Les Pauls are heavy. What keeps your music, even till today, so beautifully positive? I really admire that. Okay, what keeps your music so positive? There we go. I misread that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Just I don't know, just trying to say something important and basically, put across a positive message. It's like, I know sounds cheesy, but to go for it and believe in yourself, but just reach for stuff, push yourself. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny, no matter what you say, it sounds preachy, doesn't it?
Well, not anymore. I mean, this day and age is what you need. I mean, everybody is so negative.
Yeah.
You need that positivity. You need to go out, and otherwise you're just going to wallow in self-pity. Get out of that. Go out. Reach for the stars.
Yeah.
You have the touch. You have the power. You can win if you dare, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just, yeah. It also, I think I was blessed because I had a really great family growing up. We had 2 brothers and my sister. We were always out, playing and running around and growing up, this great mom and dad that were right there, So it's like, I know not everybody has that. So I feel especially blessed, to have grown up in such a good situation like that. But
yeah, I was the same way. I'm the oldest, and I had a brother and a sister, and we were, like you said, out about all the time. And now I'm feeling guilty because I talk to my brother every now and then in Messenger because he's a nerd like I am. He's into G.I. Joe like I am Transformers. And then my sister and I, we kind of split ways. But now I need to give her a call.
Yeah, me too. Same thing.
Stan, what song of yours did you enjoy making the most and why?
Oh my. I think The Touch. I mean, that one just came together. I remember when I first got the mix, when they mixed the song, and I was like, I had it playing it in my car. It was a cassette, I think, then. But I was like, wow, riding around and listening to it. It was like, this sounds great. And it did. I mean, it was Scotty Brothers Records. They had the really good studio and a good engineer, and the producer he had worked with KISS and a bunch of people, really good guy. And he was one of the first real positive, like real producers I worked with. See, we got in the best of everything, the best drummer, the best, keyboard, the best guitar. I mean, had like all these amazing players, and, it was kind of, it was just different. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, I remember my friend that played Tom Petty's band, the drummer, he and I played in a bunch of bands together growing up, but he always told me, one time, and something that always stuck with me, he said that always work with the best people you can. And, the most talented people. And I guess that's true with anything,
true.
You work with.
Even my job, it definitely helps to work with good people. As we discussed earlier. When you wrote The Touch, did you know you were writing it for Transformers?
No, that was my buddy Lenny. He and I wrote it originally with the Stallone movie Cobra in mind. And it was just a shot. We were going to try to pitch it to that movie, but then the label got it in this animated movie about robots, and we were like, what? Little did we know, it would become this big phenomenon.
That's crazy. Just thinking about that, like you write a song, it's in a cartoon movie that has spanned decades, that so many people just wrote off as a glorified toy commercial. But for us, growing up as kids, that was like our thing back then.
Well, that's the thing, when I throughout my, doing these Transformers conventions all these years, I'd meet people that, they'd say stuff like, that was the soundtrack to my childhood. And, it was like, to meet me finally was like, wow, but it was like, it's just a song, but it was a long time ago. But when you're 9 years old and you've played the movie like, 1,000 times, it's like, you know what I mean? it
Well, you
becomes
were
part
just
of you.
talking
You
about
know, I guess.
Transformers the movie coming up on its 40th anniversary, and in the back of my head, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to buy another version of that because I've got the 10th anniversary and all these others.
Oh
Here's one I
yeah,
liked. I wanted to let you
yeah.
read. I am a
Okay,
high
okay.
school film teacher and introduced your music to my students last week. They loved your stuff. We played it all period long.
Oh, that's
And
so
here's somebody else
nice.
commenting how the positivity in your lyrics is so important. Somebody with your history. What is Stan Bush's history? Where did he grow up? City he lived in? His influence from that part of the country? And I think you did say Florida, correct?
Yeah, yeah, Gainesville, Florida. It's kind of my hometown, but yeah, I knew Tom Petty way back, and grade school, junior high school was when we met. So,
Oh, here's someone asking if your children are into the music business too.
well, my son plays guitar. One of my sons, and sings and stuff. And like I say, he asked me about if I thought he should, do it for a living. I said no. It's a tough business. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. No, it's been a good. I've
That's
had a
kind of
good
leading to
run.
this question
So,
that just popped up here. Early in the beginning of your musical career, did you ever imagine you'd be so popular with so many people worldwide?
that's nice. It's it's gratifying. I got to say, but it's funny. You can't let stuff like that define you, though. I guess at the end of the day, you want to be a good person and try to do right by people. And I've been trying to be a
Yeah.
better person as I get older. It's like,
There's somebody you're probably way more impactful across generations than it would have been if it was in Cobra. Yeah,
oh,
because Cobra,
good
is a
point.
serial
Yeah.
killer movie. Oh, what's your favorite muscle car?
Oh boy, I really love the
Oh,
old
yeah.
Corvettes. Some of the people around where I live in Southern California have these classic cars, and you'll see like a '63 Corvette or something. And like Rick Springfield's a friend of mine, and he's got a 60, I think it's a '67
Wow.
Corvette. Anyway,
Good cars. Good choice. Here's Kato once again.
yeah,
I just want to say thanks,
okay.
Stan, for making such great music, embracing the fandom, and being just a great dude. One of my greatest memories will be chatting with you and shaking your hand at RetroCon. I think that was the one in
That's
Pennsylvania,
nice.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I ran into Cato up there, and it's been good to hang out with him and other people like you. And I've had a real good time visiting with everybody and learning more about the world and about how to be a friend and all that. So anyway,
Everybody.
I probably ought to try to. I probably ought to try to wrap
I was
it
thinking
up.
the same thing. I promised you a half hour, and we're at 53 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank you and everybody for all the support. It's been really nice to have, all the positive support and
You're
things.
welcome.
So,
And for me personally, just like everybody else said, thank you so much for the great music, the great songs. And like they said, your songs got me through stuff too. Like I said, I use your songs rolling into combat zones. And, here today, want to hear a song, puts me in a good mood. One of yours comes right on. I mean, your music is on my track list in the Jeep, and it's been there as long as I've had a vehicle. Your songs have been in my vehicle. So,
thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. Thanks again for your service, and y'all take care. All the best, and happy New Year and happy new country here. I think we're going to be really, really well.
Feeling a lot more positive now.
Yeah, I feel good. All the best. You got the touch.
You got the power. Thank you so much, Stan.
All right.
Great night.
They call me Patriot Prime, showing what's new. Transformers reviews with a heartfelt view. Adding stickers, bringing life to dreams. In this small town, nothing's as it seems. They call me Patriot Prime, showing what's new. Transformers reviews with a heartfelt disaster scene.